very pleased today to be able to speak with Dan Doctoroff, the president of Bloomberg. Thank you very much for speaking with us today. You are in the information business at a time when there's a lot happening, pushing the frontiers of the industry. There is, on the one hand, information which is worth nothing because of the internet, and then there's the value add that makes information valuable because of the time in which it's produced and perhaps the people who use it and so on. What is the next frontier for Bloomberg, given that the data feed business is very much at its frontier today? You're buying into magazines, you are looking at traditional media again. What's the game plan in Bloomberg today?
We have a very simple four-part strategy, and it's worth a moment to just talk about it. The core of our strategy is the Bloomberg terminal. We have 300,000 customers, virtually every firm in the financial industry, investment industry. And that is an amalgamation of news, data, analytical tools, communication, and new technologies that enable the trader, the salesperson, the portfolio manager, anyone who has a big stake in the investment world to access almost anything that they want. Now, it is true that the information is becoming more ubiquitous, and that means we have two jobs in order to enhance the terminal. The first one is to create unique data delivered to people in the way that they need it delivered that no one else can offer. And we are constantly creating new sources of information, some homegrown, some aggregated from other places, but formatted in ways that are uniquely usable by our users. As an example, just the other day, we launched our Islamic finance portal in Kuala Lumpur. We've taken all the possible information that anyone could want about Islamic finance, the sukuks, the scholars, et cetera, and put it in one easy-to-use place where we create a community of people around that information. Second thing we have to do with the terminal is we have to make the information easier to find and more usable. We now have 30,000 separate functions on the terminal.
That's right. I mean, I hear people saying that, at the CEO level, some CEOs don't even dare to turn the channels around because, or rather, to search for the information.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot to learn from Microsoft, maybe.
There's a lot there, and so 2011 for us is the year of usability and findability, and you'll see the interface evolve a lot in order to make it easier to use. So that's strategy number one, support the core terminal. That is the sun around which all of our planets revolve. The second strategy is, in view of the financial crisis, almost every financial institution is looking inward, saying, how can we be more efficient? They're facing enormous pressures from capital requirements, liquidity rules. They are facing pressure from shareholders and regulators. Some of their businesses, some of their most profitable businesses, are not going to be as profitable if they're going to be allowed to exist. So they're showing lower returns on equity, and they need to get that back.
Is there, in that second goal of yours, is there an opportunity sort of link into the risk management infrastructure?
Well, that's exactly where I was going. So with that situation where they're looking inward, recognizing they have to be more efficient, they know two things. They know a huge amount of their information flows through Bloomberg every day. Okay, the communications between their internal people, with their clients, etc., is all passing in many ways through Bloomberg. Second thing they know is Bloomberg has built up a global infrastructure of networks and data centers and ticker plants that they could potentially take advantage of. So they're turning to us saying, what can we do with you, Bloomberg, in order to leverage the investment we already have to operate more efficiently, to see consistent data, to eliminate wasteful processes, and to encourage more straight-through processing, all designed to save money.
Okay. And today, post the financial crisis, liquidity management, internalizing the liquidity information to the marketplace is a very
That's
important
one component, but the big part of it is maximizing the efficiency of the information
Okay,
flow.
that's the second goal.
So
And then-
we are designing a whole series of enterprise products that help them to achieve that. The third thing that we're trying to do is we are really good at taking lots of information from many places, bringing it into Bloomberg, standardizing it, cleansing it, building beautiful analytics around it that help our clients understand that data, and then giving them a way of tool sets to display it. We've never done that outside the investment industry before. We're now starting to do it in the legal industry, the government industry, in the clean energy and carbon industries, and we think there are many more opportunities. The final strategy is news. We want to be the most influential provider of business and financial news. Now, we don't do that just to have a hollow title. For us, everything at the company is interrelated, and news for us serves an incredibly important purpose. Our customers, more than anything, want market-moving exclusive content. Our news organization provides that.
To what extent is all of that information juxtaposed to the development of the marketplace post-crisis? I think there's a desire by regulators to want to see more OTC information come online, and then in the Asia-Pacific region, there's a lot more depth being increased into the marketplace, not just in the bond market, but commodities and all of that. So, to what extent do you follow the market, or are you creating a realm that is just beyond the marketplace?
I think what we do in general is bring transparency to markets by providing unique information that gives people more confidence to invest. And by the way, the more confidence people have to invest, the greater the capital flows, and we view that as a good, actually, for society in general. So I wouldn't say we lead markets. In fact, I think we lubricate markets. We make them more efficient over time. The case in point, again, is the Islamic finance market. Now, by having nearly all information you would need to analyze a sukuk, that makes the sukuk easier to trade, easier to understand, and that will enhance the market itself. But it's the market makers, ultimately, who are making the market.
And in building this massive goals, this set of massive goals, there is a core element from where you continue to make money, and there is a peripheral element where you're seen as being an investor in a way. How long will that investment process last? What is your patience level to see all of it come together and all the moving parts making money together?
Everything we look at, we expect will make money. We are patient. We have the extreme luck of being a private company with one person who
getting data on your business has been difficult, but anyway, go on.
It will always be difficult. We'll tell you these sales figures, but beyond that, nothing else. But we are very lucky to have one owner who believes in creating value over the long term. And as long as we make the case that the investments we're making are wise and will pay off with a reasonable to very good return, then we're going to pursue them. But they all do have to fit together. And there's actually two criteria that we ensure we have in place before we undertake any investment beyond the Bloomberg terminal. The first is that investment or other opportunity has to take from the terminal in terms of the capabilities we've built up over the years to make the terminal successful. The news, the data, the analytical tools, the technology, the relationships, the communication, to create a competitive advantage in that other product or service. And at the same time, just as importantly, everything that we do off the terminal, as we say, has to contribute back in some important way to making the terminal itself stronger. So everything is interrelated. There's a core, the terminal, and there's a series of planets around that center core, around that sun, that feed each other.